Or maybe I am speeding up, who knows. But it's around what? 93 or 94. I'm just going, it's like you clap to what he's playing. I'm just hitting the T key. T is to tap tempo and Pro Tools. I'm just going to say 95. Okay, let's see if it's comfortable for him. Sadly, now I just have one output. I've taken out a cable to it. Is this fine? Can you play to this tempo? It's comfortable. So you can move it around by 1 or 2 BPM here and there, but for now I'm comfortable. The other thing you need to do, which is very important, is go to your playback engine. All audio workstations have a playback engine. Right now you have something called the buffer size. So this is adjusting how much of CPU RAM you are allocating to recording. So right now I'm going to go as low as possible. Otherwise I'll hear a delay. As you heard, he was playing a note and you heard it a little later. So it's taking more time for the analog to digital conversion to happen. So you hear it later and it's tough for the artist. Not in this case because the speakers are way away from it. So you would want to make this as low as possible while recording, but while mixing you push it up as much as possible. Yeah, I do have a mic. So now I want someone to come up and help me connect this mic to the flute. And also to get a pair of headphones. Does anyone have a pair of earphones or anything? Now the reason why we need earphones is I can't have the sound of the click out because the mic will pick up that sound. The song should not have the click, right?
Can you simultaneously
Of course you can. Yeah, you can. You want to do it now? Sure. Sure. So we need someone to come up on stage, connect this and hold the mic for the flute player. It's not too... Yeah. You'll hear it now. Yeah, cool. Nice song. Cool, so once they've recorded, now let's try and see what we can do to the recordings. Yeah, so the moment someone has finished recording, best option is to mute everything before they unplug their cables. Because what's going to happen is it will ruin your speakers if you... So make sure everything is off, tracks are unrecord enabled, the volume is back to 0 and then you record. And then you remove the cable. So I'm just going to play these 2 tracks back. Now the advantage with the recording world is you can now balance it because you've got... The only problem is the flute mic may have picked up a little of the guitar because the guitar was also playing acoustically in the room. But it's not going to pick up much as we'll hear if you just solo the flute. just the poor speakers. The mic is actually good. Recorded it quite well.
Speakers are embarrassing us.
It's going to use the second cable. So the first thing we can do to this is to try and maybe EQ the guitar. So EQ is the art of adding or subtracting an amount of the frequency content associated with that sound. So if I go over to the guitar track, I'm just going to open up an equalizer which comes free with Pro Tools. It's a 7-band equalizer. So it's quite simple to understand. This is the frequency in the x-axis and the y-axis is the level or the amplitude of each frequency, right? So that's all you are adjusting here. So if I solo the guitar track, so the first thing I hear is it's a bit tinny. It's sounding like a box guitar, so I don't want it to sound like that. So I don't think I can change that function. But you can do a few things. You can try and do a few things. The first thing is there's a little buzz. You may not hear it in these speakers, but there's some low end buzz. So what you could do is first let me show you what EQing is actually about. Now if I move up this knob, it's going to make the sound more brighter, more sharper, I would say, or more brighter, because it's adjusting the high frequencies between 5 kilohertz to 20 kilohertz. Anything here is going to adjust the boom or the low end of the sound, right? And anything in between is usually for the tone. Like if you have a female singer, you usually want to increase the 2K range a lot because they sound good at that range, especially for Carnatic singers. If it's a male voice, you want to boost up the 500. So there are lots of basic rules and guidelines which we should follow, or which other people who have been great engineers have followed. So I'm just going to do it my own way and try and listen to the sound. And the first thing I'm going to do is to try and find a very annoying frequency. There are some annoying frequencies. I'm just going to move this all the way up and see how annoying it gets. You hear this? You like this? Weird buzz or sharpness of the guitar, but I realized while moving this a bit here that I liked some of the 500 Hz sounds as well. So what I'm going to do is move that up a bit, so it sounds warmer.